Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monday for speech class. Yep, I cut it all off. I got tired of it. It got too long. So I did it myself, and I did a really bad job, I know. So go ahead and laugh. Um, let's talk about a few things. First of all, I hope you're doing well. I miss seeing everybody. Um, the finalization of the fact that we're not going to be back in school, uh, the buildings the rest of this year, it's unfortunate. I think we're doing as good a job as we can, both as teachers and students, to keep learning going. I know it's difficult. I know you have other classes. That's why I've pulled back, and what I'm asking you to do every week shouldn't take you very long to do. All right. We have some requirements for the class that we still have to meet in order for me to say, yes, we're good. And believe me, I've pulled back a lot. All right, so let's talk about what we're doing this week. First of all, 2 weeks ago, I assigned that 3-option project: the vlog, the commercial, or the 3 mini speeches, right? A lot of the vlogs have already come in, same with the commercials, and I laugh and I watch them, and they're interesting and they're very well done. The videos of the week, I'll be honest, I haven't gone back to look at them yet, but I know a lot of you chose that option. So I just want to make sure all 3 of those, whichever option you chose, is due a week from today, which would be May 11th. Okay. So if you're behind, you chose the videos of the week and you only did one of them, or you haven't done them yet, well, then you got to do 3 this week. At some point, I've just got to stop accepting stuff from before and move on. All right. So that's that. So if you did the vlog, I'm about to post this assignment, so I may as well just kind of use this to go through it. Right here, number 1, go ahead and make sure that's submitted. If you chose option 3, we had some problems last week where students were having difficulty submitting all 3 videos into one assignment. And so I created a second assignment for video number 2. You should use that to submit the second one. And then as soon as we're done here, I'm going to post a third one. And that's where you'd put the video of the week number 3. All right. And then when we're done with this 3-week assignment, we're going to go into job interviews. And what I did in the fall semester was, you had to prepare for a job interview. You had to pre-answer a bunch of questions about yourself and type it out and prepare. I give you a list of like 15 potential questions. You had to prepare answers for all 15. And then one at a time, I called you into the TV studio. And I would sit down and we'd go through the process, and you had to fill out an application. And it was a pretty big assignment. I still want to do it because it's important, but I'm scaling it back. And so for those of you that are done with your vlogs, or those of you that are done with the commercials, or you wrap up your 3 videos and you're done, it's like, well, what am I doing the rest of the week for speech class? I've included down here 3 tips for teens for job interviews. And some of the information that they give is good about how to present yourself, what to do, what not to do when you go in for an interview. Some of it, they talk about resumes and some things that we're just unfortunately not going to have the ability or time to do. But I still think there's worthwhile information there. There's 3 videos there. 2 of them are 4 minutes apiece and one's 9 minutes. So it won't take you that long if you want to watch those. All right. So next week, and I'm going to go over this in more detail here in a minute, but number 1, get that 3-option assignment done this week. Finish it. Then when you have extra time, look down here at this job interviews assignment at the bottom, and I'm going to go over that here in a second. And then you can watch these videos. And if you have any old makeup work to do, a video of the day or something, that persuasive speech, if you still haven't turned that in, at some point, when do I stop accepting those? It's a real pain to go back. Oh, now I got to grade 2 more and go back, and then it's hard. So get that stuff done. You have plenty of time. No one can say they don't have time to get their work done. I don't accept that. I don't have time. If you have an obstacle that is unavoidable, some of you have reached out and difficulties at home, I get it. I get it. But like I've said in every other video, I can't help you if you don't communicate with me. All right? So anyway, we're going to pretend like we're interviewing for a fake job. And it's got to be a job that a teenager could apply for. Maybe it's working at Bob Evans. Maybe it's working at Giant Eagle. Maybe it's a landscaping company for this summer. So let's pretend that every company in town is hiring. Maybe you would want to work at a sporting goods store or an ice cream shop. Just pick a place, all right? When you go in the assignment itself, it's right here. Let me see if I can move it over a little bit. It tells you why we're doing this and the importance of the assignment, all right? I don't want to get too far ahead because I know some of you are going to have to put a lot of time in this week on that 3-option assignment, but I still want you at least to do this. Look over this sheet, and down here at the bottom, I want you to write, what fake job are you applying for? Sales clerk, Forever 21. Cook at Bob Evans. Desk worker, counter worker, McDonald's. Landscaping for whatever landscaping company. That's all it would be. Because when we do these mock interviews or fake interviews, we want to pretend like you're actually applying at the place. Then I want you to write 3 potential questions that you think an employer would ask you that are specific to the job you're applying for. Every employer is going to ask you, tell me about yourself. What skills do you have? And I put an example here. I use Dick's Sporting Goods. If you were applying for a job at Dick's Sporting Goods, sure, they're going to ask you all the generic questions that a job interview would. Tell me about how you're responsible. We're going to get to all that next week. All right, I'm trying to break this up into manageable pieces. What I want you to do is to type out 3 questions here that would be specific to the job you're applying for. So at Dick's Sporting Goods, I'd want to know, if I was interviewing you, do you play sports? If you don't play sports, you don't know anything about sports, you've never attended a sporting event, you've never played soccer or anything, my question as an employer would be, well, why are you applying at Dick's Sporting Goods if you know nothing about sports? So do you play sports is a question that would be specific to Dick's Sporting Goods. They wouldn't ask you that at McDonald's. You know what I mean? If someone came looking for a pair of shoes, what would you recommend? That's a specific question for them to know whether or not you've shopped at Dick's Sporting Goods. What products have you bought in our store? If you look at them in a job interview and say, I don't know, they're not going to hire you. And so what we want to do is you want to think of things that are specific to a job before you walk into a job. So when they ask you questions, you've got it. All right. Again, the generic questions, there are like 15 potential questions that are the generic ones. That's next week's assignment. Let's get through the 3-option assignment, and then let's kind of start thinking ahead a little bit. So in this document, if you're going to apply for a job at McDonald's, think of what's a question that somebody at McDonald's would ask you about McDonald's in a job interview. Just type 3 questions there. That's all you have to do for the job interview this week. All right, the rest of it will come next week when this 3-option assignment is behind us. Okay, so that's it. That's all you're going to do. So I did start to figure out, wait, let me move this again. Sorry, hold on. Okay. So Monday, read over the assignment, which is right here, and start thinking about what job you would do. Maybe Tuesday you jump in and you fill out what the job is and what the company is, and then those 3 specific questions I just explained. Okay? And the rest of the week, you can watch these videos if you want, but the main thing you need to do is have that 3-option assignment done by a week from today. Which, since we're doing this, I'm taping this Sunday night because I always like to get it to you. So if you get up early and you want to get moving on a Monday morning, you're not waiting for me to post it. If that's what you want to do, get that assignment done. Get that assignment done, that 3-option assignment. All right? Last thing, if you're a senior, I'm going to be emailing you separately because your timeline's going to change a little bit. I got to move up your job interview deadline and some other things just to make sure you get everything done and get everything that you need. So I'll be reaching out to you separately. Last thing, for those job interviews, last semester, we did them one at a time in the TV studio, and it took a long time. I don't know how I would do that in distance learning. And so what I think I'm going to have you do once you're ready to do the interview in 2 weeks, I'm going to have you set up a phone, and I'm going to have somebody in your family with a list of questions, and they'll get to pick. Your family wants you to be able to speak well in a job interview. Your parents should be worried about, are you prepared? And it's not they're not going to feed you the easiest questions because they're going to grill you, I hope, a little bit. And you would record like a 3-minute interview and post that in Google Classroom. So either somebody in your house could interview you, or if you wanted to record like a Google Hangout with a friend and they wanted to do the interview, so you had to go through the interview, or you could set it up where I would do it with you. So that's how we're going to approach those. I'll explain all that in next week's assignment in detail, and those will be due the week after. All right. So for now, hang in there, get that 3-option project done, watch these little videos down at the bottom. But the only new written type thing that you have to do by next week is this little sheet that I'm about to attach in the assignment. Okay? That's it. Miss you guys. Hope everybody's well.